trying to decide which book to use for the Halloween tea. I could put it in a little binder book album. I could use one of my, little golden books that I have. I know I have like a Halloween theme one. Could use this. Or do I want to make it into a little mini book? I have everything picked, or do I want to do discount so I can keep like adding to it? I don't know. If I do the chipboard album, which I have my chipboard here, I'll use these papers. And then I already printed out my pictures. And then I have ephemera too already. But it would be so cute in this, even though it's not Haunted Mansion. I don't know. Decisions. I think I've decided to use the chipboard. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half. And we'll go from there. Okay, I just cut my chipboard in half. So let's cut our paper. Okay, so we've cut our chipboard in half. We just cut our paper in half. And the good thing about it, the paper is it's double-sided, so we're gonna get a few different choices. So these are all cut. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to adhere the paper onto the chipboard. Next thing you're gonna wanna do is just kind of get your patterns on, I think I want this to be my cover, just make sure there's not like two of the same ones side by side of the patterns on your paper. So I think I got that done. I'm gonna glue it all down. So we are going to, this is a cinch. This is what makes the holes so you can bind it. This is what binds it. I always do a test one though, so let's see where. This one. Okay, I didn't push it in all the way, but now the holes at least are right. So when we punch it out, these were all the holes are going to be. Okay, so let's get to punching. Okay, so now you get your binding believe this is 1 1/4. And you see where to cut it. So let's see. I'm gonna cut it right here. I did it wrong. Okay, so let me just cut it while it's on. Okay, so we're getting it. So now we have to stack it up so we can close the binding. And these are wire cutters. They're really good when it comes to hair. You could probably use scissors, but you're going to ruin your scissors quickly. So get a pair of these. This is where you're going to see the size of your binding and then put it to where it needs to be, because here's where you're going to squish it down. So it has to know how big the binding is, so how far to go down to squish it. So we already have ours 1 1/4, so we're good. Okay, on this side of the machine is where you're going to put your binding to hold in place, because then this is where you're going to come in and you're going to bind it off. Now, I'm no expert at this, so sometimes I get it wrong, you know, but you take your bottom one and you put it on the top, because then once you bind it, then this goes to the bottom. But for some reason I always get it wrong. I don't know, I do it right and I always get it wrong. So this is gonna go first, and then you just keep going after that. There's no great way to show you guys, but you just keep adding it in there. And this is what's hard for me, because you have to know that you're done. So I'm not going to put any like little in-betweens in. I'm just going to get her done. And there'll be no like little, you know, interactive stuff in between. So now your binding's done. We're going to squish this together. And then we did it right. Then it will just open up like that. So let's see. So now we go back to the front of the machine, where I told you we had to make sure that this is where we needed it to be. We're going to put our binding in here, and then we're going to squish it down. It's not always perfect, but it's closed. Okay, so we did it right. For some reason, my brain always just sometimes, I don't know, but so now it's a book. You see how easy that was? Oh, this is why I'm obsessed with making little mini books. So now we're ready to go. Now we can decorate all we want. So this is going to be part 1. Part 2, we'll do the actual decorating, because that'll take a while, and this video will be long as heck. But now you guys know how I bind. And then once this gets filled, this is going to kind of get chunky. So this is why I like to use the big one. I know it's kind of big, but I'd rather have room in here for it to get chunky than no room. So yay, part 1's done. Get yourself a cinch machine.